On average, a woman menstruates for about 7 years during her lifetime. According to UNICEF, every day, approximately 800 women and girls are on their periods, yet one-third of this population do not have access to clean water, female-friendly, decent and private toilets, hygiene facilities and sanitary materials to manage menstruation with dignity. UNESCO says 1 in 10 African girls miss school because they don't have access to sanitary products or because they are unsafe private toilets to use at school. Let's talk about period poverty. Period poverty is the inability to access sanitary products and facilities due to financial constraints. In Kenya, approximately 50% of school-age girls do not have access to sanitary products. According to a research by Water Supply, Sanitation and Hygiene, 25% of women in Nigeria do not have adequate privacy for defecation or menstruation hygiene management. For something as natural and unavoidable as menstruation, African women are going through a lot to cope, and different interest groups have pointed out that the problem is not getting the kind of attention and solution that it deserves. In some African countries like Ethiopia, Namibia, South Africa, Rwanda, Kenya and more, concessions have been made in the form of tax and custom duties removal. However, there is a real question as to whether or not these are having a commensurate effect when placed side by side with the purchasing power of women who are supposed to be benefiting from these reductions. Let's take Nigeria for instance. In the late 2010s, a pack of sanitary pads cost 150 naira. Now, 10 years later, with inflation and increased cost of living, it now goes for about 600 naira, which is about 4 times the price within a 10-year period. Take that price and multiply it by 2 for women who have to use more than 1 pack. And you find that women and girls across socioeconomic levels have to spend about 1,200 naira, which is about 45 rand monthly. Many of these women work with a minimum wage of 18,000 naira or 681 rand, and some have daughters who need to use same products. Some of these girls are students funding their own education. It is nearly impossible to keep up, and so they have resorted to alternatives, many of which are not as healthy or affect the ability to carry on with their lives during menstruation. What can you do to make a difference? Raise these issues with your members of parliament, local government councillors and chairmen, as well as commissions dedicated to women issues. Support groups that donate sanitary products to underprivileged women. Keep an eye out for the ones that teach them to make healthy alternatives too. Start and get involved in conversations aimed at raising awareness about period poverty. For more on this, watch the debrief on period poverty, which can be found on News Central TV's YouTube page. I'd like to know how you're making a difference in the area of period poverty. Are there blind spots we need to examine? Please share with us using the hashtag #MCTheFuss, and do suggest other issues you'd like to see on the show. As always, thank you very much for watching.